Hey guys, thanks for joining me for some reading today. Today we're going to read a story called Long Ago and Now. And the author is Minda Novak. So this week we've been talking about how life was different than it was long ago. So we're going to read another story about now and long ago, what life was like. This is a nonfiction story, like one of the other ones that we've read, Life at Home. So we've talked about how if it's a nonfiction story, it's giving facts, it's giving real information, and the pictures are typically taken with a camera. Now, some of these pictures you can see are black and white photos, so that typically means that it happened long ago, before there was color in photos. All right, so what you can do, you can turn off the sound if you'd like to, and you can read it right along with me, or we can read it through once, and then you can go back and do it again. What was life like long ago? In some ways, it was the same as today, but in many ways, it was not. Today, we ride in a car. It is a fast way to go. It is fun to take a trip with mom and dad. Long ago, people rode in wagons. It could take a long time to get places. So in class, we talked about how people could get around using a horse and a carriage. And it's much easier for us today to get around because we can go in a car. And it took a long time to get around with just having a horse and a carriage. We can go a long distance in a relatively short period of time when we have a car. These days, we have many things to help us at home. This is how food is kept fresh. This boy can get a snack at any time. So we talked about how a refrigerator is an easy way that we have now to keep food fresh. You just open the door and boom, there's a snack. In old times, people kept things cold in a box filled with ice. Men drove trucks filled with ice to people's homes. This man uses tongs to lift a block of ice. So tongs are like a big fork type thing. So yeah, we talked about how there would be just a big block of ice that someone would put in their fridge to help, or in their ice chest in a box. They called it an ice box to keep their food cold. Today we can get water at home. This girl can clean up and take a drink at the sink. Long ago, people used to get water at a pump, which came out of a ground with a well. This girl pumps water while this boy takes a drink. So now we have running water that comes directly to our sink. We can wash our hands, we can take a drink, we can do our dishes. But long ago, you would have to get water at a pump, and you have to pump it up and down in order to get water from it. These days, we have machines that help us. This is how we get clothes clean. This boy likes to help. So it looks like, one of the ways that life is different than it was long ago is we have washing machines now so that we can do our laundry. Long ago, getting clothes clean was not as much fun. People had to fill a tub with suds and scrub a lot, so it's a lot of soap. Then they hung pants and tops on a line and let the sun finish the job. So people would have to wash their clothes by scrubbing them on a washboard here, like you see, and they had to scrub their clothes a whole lot just to get them clean. Here now we have a machine that does that for us. We just throw our clothes in the washing machine and it does all the work. What do kids today have in common with kids long ago? Back then, kids went to school just like us, but lots of schools had just one teacher. Big kids and little kids were in the same class. So like we talked about in class, a lot of times the school was like one room and there was kids of all ages who were being taught by the same teacher. Today, kids attend class one grade at a time. Which grade are you in? So we know we're in first grade. So yeah, the differences in school between now and long ago is now you don't have to, there's only a couple of kids And there's only your grade in your classroom. You don't have a whole bunch of big kids in there. Big kids have their classroom, little kids have our classroom. Kids have always liked to play. Some games have not changed since long ago. Back then, kids liked baseball and circle games and skating. So here's some skating. Looks like he's playing baseball, or kind of circle games like Ring Around the Rosie, tag, that kind of thing. Kids still like these old-time games today. Which one do you like best? So here he's skating or rollerblading, it looks like. And looks like she's playing baseball and they're having like a circle game there. Okay, so here is the author about Minda Novak. When Minda Novak was a little girl, she was already interested in how people lived long ago. She also likes to write about kids today who live in different lands. Minda uses photos for all of these projects, so you can learn about real people. So Minda Novak wanted to compare life long ago with life today. So what you can do is you can draw a picture of something long ago and a picture today, and then maybe write a sentence about each one. All right, so what you can do now is you can go back to the beginning of the story. You can turn the sound off and read it on your own. Thanks a lot, guys.